shooting this RAMBLE-PALOZA with Mr. John, Northern Bohemian. Just look at that bamboo. Now, RAMBLE-PALOZA, just turn your camera on and start rambling. And like him, with my job, I do a lot of driving. Usually it consists of an hour here to an hour there. So we'll see how this goes. I want to see if I can get some rambling in. He brought up some pretty good topics, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to touch them all. I don't know that I want to touch them all. I'm going to try. Throw my own twist on this. And like him, I've got idiot drivers speeding around me, squeezing between me and my safe distance. Oh, in my pipe, you ask? Some Seattle evening, Seattle pipe clubs. This is the English blend. I love it. It's a very good English. I will have to be honest, I kind of like the Pike's Place a little bit better because it's got a little bit of burley in it. And it kind of stands out away from English a little bit. Englishes to me are kind of like strong cigars are to John. They're just way overdone. Throw some Latakia and Oriental in there, and boom. They're not that complex. Most of them are very Latakia forward. I do enjoy them. I particularly like to smoke them during the wintertime. Hope there's not too much road noises. Got both of my back windows cracked, as you all seen in the previous video that I put up. And over here, hanging from a Dagner keychain, got a tamper and a lighter. Hanging off the rear view, or the sun visor. The reason I do that, so it's right there. I don't have to look for it. Pipe cleaners. When I get to a stopping point, I will show you how and where I keep my pipe cleaners. And you know, it's funny. John brought up a lot of good points about driving. I don't ever get in a hurry anymore. I used to when I was younger. I will be 34 in February, and I have realized that if it doesn't get done today, it'll be here tomorrow. And I also realized that at my last job, it was one of those ones that, you know, they came through with a lot of promises. So I went through with a lot of intuition. Is that the right word? I went there with a lot of incentive to begin with. And I was gonna, you know, that's a Texas word, East Texas word if I ever heard one. But I was gonna go in there and do like I've been told by several old men. There's 12 hours or 24 hours in a day. Pick which half you want to work. Well, if there's one other thing that I've always learned in life, once you're done, you're not gonna say, well, I wish I had spent more time at work. Never. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about working hard, taking care of the company you work for. And I guess where I'm going with that is if your company's not taking care of you, find one that's going to. There's enough companies out there in this world. Here in Texas, we're constantly hiring somebody to do something. Our market never has really died. Here in Houston, it kind of cut down last year, at the end of the year and the beginning of this year. And that's when, you know, the company I was with moved me to Austin. Well, when an opportunity came that I just couldn't refuse, I'm back at home. I'm working at the house. Well, not working at the house, but working around the area. I'm trying to see the timer and make sure it's still recording. I don't know how long this video is going to go. And if it dies out, well, then I guess I'm going to go to delete some footage and keep on rambling, because I've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to keep 3 particular subjects out. We all know what those are. If you ever paid any attention to me, you know where I stand. But with that being executed out of the conversation, I drive a 2008 Toyota Tacoma pickup. I have driven my share of land yachts. I've had it was a 93 Chevrolet long wheelbase, single wheel, 4-door, 1-ton. Now, if that don't mean anything to you, it's a 22-foot long bumper-to-bumper truck with a diesel engine in it, with a towing capacity of a ton, 2,000 pounds. Never understood those weight requirements, because I've had more than that in the back of that truck, sitting on the springs. Didn't want to move, and that was just going down the street. It wasn't going anywhere far. And I've hauled many a trailer with that truck. Bought it from my grandparents, my mama and papa, and that's Southern for grandma and grandpa, or grandmother and grandfather, as some of the, you know, I don't know what you northern folks would call them. John, you might clue us in on that. Grandparents? Cracks me up, because I did not let this tobacco dry out whatsoever. It's a little hard to get lit. Once it gets lit, it goes. And I think that's one of the techniques I need to work on, is getting a good light. My little second cousin calls her my aunt and uncle, Ma and Paul. And if you ever watched any westerns, you'd know that that's common for the South. And Paul, I don't know, he just started out as that as a young kid. Ma was the same way. They have both passed on, and I actually have all of his pipes. I've cleaned up the majority of them, and I smoked them at the house. Some of you folks have seen them. Many of you have not. As a matter of fact, that may be one of my next videos. Pipes that I have inherited. And also, in case you don't know, RAMBLE-PALOZA, you can go all over the charts, because you start talking about something in one direction and you hit a branch in that conversation and it goes this way, and then you go back over to here. You just got to get over that, especially with my OCD and ADD. Everything's got to be perfect for a minute. Back to driving. John does the speed limit. I do 5 over on my gauge. Now, when you throw a GPS map up there or something satellite related, it's usually 2 miles faster than the posted speed limit. But what that does to me, makes me feel like I'm getting there faster, although really and truly I'm probably not. With that being said, 9 times out of 10 I will not be pulled over by the police. I use my signal no matter where I'm at. Even if I'm at an off-road park, driving around in the off-road, you know, out in the woods, I use my signal. I've got people behind me on 4-wheelers. I got, you know, I just do it. It's been one of my pet peeves from day one. I'll tell you another one of my pet peeves about drivers, period. The little red triangle on their dashboard that turns on your hazard lights. That does not mean it's raining outside. Rain is not an emergency. Let's not turn those on when it's raining. You turn your headlights on, which in turn turns your tail lights on, which in turn illuminates your car to where people can see you. The only reason you need flashing lights is if it's stupid, crazy, foggy outside. I can understand. It kind of gives somebody something to see that's not stationary. If you're pulled over on the side of the road, hey, it's an emergency. You're pulled over. If you have a pregnant woman, lady in the car, and you're trying to get to the hospital, and you definitely are speeding, turn them on. If you get pulled over, well, I'm not going to tell you what I would do. But more than likely, I would pull over and tell them, look, this is a problem. Can you please get me to the hospital? I will pay a ticket when it comes time. But I need somebody to get her to the hospital. That's neither here nor there. I don't plan on having any more kids anytime soon. Ever. disagree with them. A lot of the overpasses around here, flyovers, when you go from, say, Highway 59 to Interstate I-10, or as Californians call it, the 10. They don't have a 45-mile-an-hour speed sign up there. I completely disagree. I can do 65 around those, no problem. If it's raining, I'll do 45, 40, depends how rainy it is. I've been driving since I was 17, so 15 years, I guess. Almost 15 years. I'm pretty confident in me. I'm not confident in everybody else around me. I have become accustomed to driving with my knee a lot, doing what I do. I receive a lot of emails, and for those I do pull over, but when I'm talking, I get excited. So, you know, even when I'm on the phone, on speakerphone, I've got to talk with two hands. That's just the way I do it. I've got a knee that can turn that steering wheel. You may disagree, but don't call the YouTube driving police on me, please. Can't handle any more of those. A little bit, let's see. John talked about his cars, driving habits. My dad was always the laid-back type, never in a hurry. Never been a pipe smoker, so I don't think that was it. But growing up, it was legal to have a beer in the car, and he would grab a tall boy on his way home from work. 16-ounce beer is plenty enough for anybody to drink on the way home, in my opinion. Unless you haven't eaten in 3 days, I don't see anybody getting drunk off of one beer or enabling themselves. But I do not condone it. Have I done it? Yes. I used to quite a bit, even after it was illegal. And I do not do that anymore. I've never been in a wreck because of alcohol, but I do not remember driving home one night, and therefore I will never do it again. It scared the living crap out of me. So even if I've had 1 or 2 beers, I will not drive. Sorry. Call me a wuss, but it is not worth my life. It's not worth anybody else's life. It's definitely not worth the money that it costs if you get pulled over with an open container or under the influence. Here in Houston, we've got way too many cops to deal with. I don't want to deal with it. I just soon go on, carry on my wayward son, and get home, arrive alive, don't drink and drive. So that's my thoughts on that. hurry though. Getting in a hurry causes wrecks, it causes misjudgment, it causes all kinds of crap. Stress. I don't need stress. I'm the type of person that I could probably be late 6 months on my house note and not stress about it because, you know, if depending on the scenario, there's nothing you can do about it. Or if there was something to do about it, you would have done it a long time ago. So it's one of those type situations that I've been in that boat when I was younger and dumber. Go buy something. I'll just get the house note this month. Then the next month comes along, you don't have it. It definitely takes a toll on you, your life, everything around you, because it takes a long time to get caught up. But I do not stress over stuff like that. I will make it happen. I will find some way, somehow, to make it happen. And if I don't, then I know at least I tried. But, however, I am the guy that if I can't get a screw started with a drill because it's got a dull tip, after about the third time that thing falls off, that drill's flying across the room. I stress over little things. And I haven't done that in a long while since I installed a cabinet, so it's been 4 or 5 years. No, I'll take that back. It was about a year ago. I was putting cabinets in my house. And I had a pipe with a 1-inch chamber. And I was basically trying to get a screw started and it fell off. Trying to get it started and it fell off. So I threw the pipe, broke the stem off clean. And I recently re-glued it. Probably get it up and smoking here soon. I don't like the fact of a 3/4 or a 1-inch chamber. When you look down, all the tobacco falls out, the ash falls out. That burns my ash. Speaking of, that burns my ash. It's been a while since I've done a video. It's funny because that series that I do was meant for fun and games. Ha ha, funny. The first couple I did, I could probably go back. I don't know if the comments are still there. We don't need that kind of negativity, and I don't even know who it was. It was like a name with no picture. I replied back. If you read my description, these videos are all going to be under a minute. They're for fun and games. They're not for anything else. It's not to piss people off. It's for fun and for games. Ha ha ha, I can relate. That's freaking hilarious. I'm glad you brought it up type situation. also been informed many a times, you can't burn ash, it's already burnt. Yes, I know. But it's one of those things that I've always liked. And I was a Family Guy, what grinds my gears. I've always wanted to come up with something, and what burns my ash just fit perfectly. So, is it to be taken literal? No. For entertainment purposes only. Smoking this same tobacco, same pipe, and I get the same results. I'm trying to remember where I'm at on this road. Got a new highway system out here, and it cuts through all the backwoods, which is nice, especially where I live. It'll help cut out a lot of traffic time for me. But a corncob pipe, for somebody even as experienced as John, the Northern Bohemian, or even as experienced as Jonathan Want, they still smoke corncob pipes. I don't see any reason not to. So don't ever let anybody talk mess about smoking a corncob pipe, because they're great and they'll treat you right. Every time. I don't have a whole lot of experience with meerschaum or anything of that nature, but they are cool pipes. I've got two. One's a mini mirror that I won from Miss Skeeter and Big Jake. And the other one I bought, it's a turn of the century Turkish meerschaum with a Turkish amber stem, which to date is the only pipe in my collection with a salty bit, because that amber stem is unfreaking comfortable. This road that I'm on right now, 2920 in Spring, it's where one of the grave digger trucks live. The driver's name is Pablo. I don't know his last name. I'm sure if you're a fan, you know who he is. He's one of the better drivers, in my opinion. Dennis Anderson to me has always been the best. But I don't know where he lives. I haven't done that much research. I have no idea who's calling me. Private numbers. Don't need them. I have a, speaking of private numbers, I got one calling me out of Arizona, so be aware. They are of Indian accent. I don't know what, you know, they're from that area. Please don't take that the wrong way. But they call me and tell me that they are with the Internal Revenue Service. And I need to give them my social security number, birth date, address. And I flat out tell them no. I'm not giving you that information. Well, sir, we're gonna contact your local sheriff's department and issue a warrant for your arrest. Alright? Please do. Because with my past experience, IRS is not going to call you. The IRS is going to write you a letter saying your wages have been garnished. So it's a funny thing because when you Google that phone number, it comes back as scammers and all that crap. Well, I'm not giving anybody my social security number. I mean, they're asking for my name. I'm sorry, but if you work for a company that big, that large, you know who you're calling. So if any of them are calling you, please beware. Don't give them your information. It's just rude and inconsiderate of them. Great smoking pipes. I don't know if you can see how the bamboo has colored up nicely. Never been a fan of bamboo. Never, ever, ever, ever. But I like this because it was only a one knuckle bamboo shank. And, you know, it was gifted to me by the man himself. Thank you, Jason. I have 3 other Dagner pipes. Got the Dagner Cobb, well worth the money. I've got the Dagner Dublin, the original Dublin, the brown. Hell of a pipe. I think it is, as a matter of fact. Right here. Love that pipe. I've got a Dagner shot glass poker. Another pipe that's well worth the money. That's I've got 3 pokers in my collection. One is a corn cob, one is a shot glass, and one it's kind of like a shot glass poker that I got from Rick Black. I wouldn't even call it a shot glass poker. It's just a poker. Short, stubby poker. That was my self-gifted congratulatory pipe for the last job that I'd gotten. And when I got this job, I bought myself one from Philip Rivera. The man makes phenomenal pipes, and now he's making walking sticks, walking canes, and he's doing a hell of a job on those. John talked a lot about cigars. I'm not a big cigar fan. And I guess a lot of it has to do with it just kind of leaves a gritty, dirty film in my mouth, and I don't like it. I like the tip, you know, the plastic, acrylic, Cumberland, whatever. I don't get tobacco in my mouth. Every now and then I'll get that little tidbit of a tobacco, and it's done and over with. But if I do want a cigar, if I do have one, I want a smaller ring gauge, medium length. I would say medium to mild body. I'm more on flavor, not potentness. If if you're a hot sauce guy, you know what I mean there. Just because it's hot doesn't mean it's good. I was joining in with a fellow piper the other day, Jonathan Want, on a chat, and basically we were talking about hot sauce, pipe makers, and kind of got in trouble for talking about that pipe smoking chat, pipe gathering chat, whichever one you want to call it. Thought it was funny. Nobody had spoken in that chat for a couple weeks. We probably talked about 40 messages and got in trouble by one of the elders of the community. Take it with a grain of salt, 'cause it ain't none of my business. If they don't want me talking about that in that chat, I just won't do it. Been thinking about leaving that chat for the simple fact of, well, it's very inactive, and well, I'm not going this year, so that's part of the reason. But I've never left the Voxer chat, so I was trying to keep that stride going, but I may have to break it. But with all that being said, it almost seems as if John is right. These guys, there's a lot of longer videos being made these days, but hey, there was a lot of long videos back in the old days too. You get somebody telling a story and they just get on into the story. If you don't like it, change it. But I'm not going to leave one of my subscriptions because I don't like their content. I kind of like the way John thinks, and he is subscribed to very few people. I know he used to be subscribed to me. I don't know if he still is. But I'm going to post this video in his RAMBLE-PALOZA video comments so he knows it's out there and can be watched. And I kind of agree with him. If you're if you're gonna put yourself out there, you can't expect everybody to like everything you say. And I know there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people disagree with me on. And that's okay, it's their right, that's their entitlement. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna argue with them. But, you know, there's a lot of videos out there, a lot, all the way from beer reviews to tobacco reviews. Even though I've already smoked that type of tobacco and I know what it's about, I still want to see what other people think about it. So I'll watch their tobacco review on it. And sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. I hardly ever comment on videos for the simple fact that 9 times out of 10 that I'm watching a video, I'm driving. So with YouTube pipe community, you can throw that phone up on your dash, down in your console to where you can hear it and drive. When you stop at the next red light, click the next video in your program and keep on trucking. That's what I love about it. If one of these guys is showing a pipe that I really, you know, oh my gosh, you got a brand new pipe, I won't see it. Well, I'll pull over. I'll look at it, and then I'll get back on the road. I'm not gonna sit there and do it while I'm driving. Look at it while I'm driving. I'm not even gonna sit there and complain about videos that I don't like, because hey, it's a free country. Do what you want. Make the videos you want. If I don't like it, I ain't gonna watch it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like my videos, and I don't care. I mean, I do care. I'd love to have everybody in the world watching my videos. I'd love to be that entertaining. But I'm not. I'm just a redneck from East Texas that got involved with a wonderful group of pipe smokers, and I take part, and I throw up a video here and there. But when I see something like this, it makes me want to do it too. I'm sitting at 53 minutes, and I'm going to keep on trucking with it. I probably got another 10 minutes to the job site up here, and I may pause it and then keep recording on my way back to the house, which is be about 45 minutes. I don't know. I may not do that. I think this pipe's done cashed out. Well, I was gonna say something, and then I see the school bus sitting there. Did you know, no matter what, if you're not divided by a concrete barrier and a school bus is letting kids off, it's law that you stop? Bet you didn't know that, did you? There's out here there was actually a school bus what do you call it? I don't know, they were pursuing people breaking the laws by passing school buses with that sign out, a little stop sign. And as a matter of fact, there was a cop sitting right there behind that bus watching it, waiting for people to go past it, because they'll nab you for it. They will pull your butt over and write you a fat ticket. And hey, they need to. Added a new sticker to my drink cup. That's the Hopadillo, made by Carbach Brewing. It's an IPA. It tastes like grapefruit. maltiness. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. It's a very good beer. Thick. It's on a bit thick-bodied side of an IPA, but I love it. There's a lot going on in this part of the world. Got freeways being built, homes being built like crazy. I do cabinets for a living, so I started. I was 14 years old, almost 20 years ago. I started doing cabinets. Did that for a long time. And then 2 Augusts ago, I started working over at Empire Countertops. Did that until they shut the doors here in Houston. They moved me to Austin, and it seemed like they're about to shut their doors down there. And as soon as I was given this opportunity, I got out of there quick. I don't wish that upon anybody, but when you don't run your business right, that's what's going to happen. Their upper management is just not on top of the ball, and you got to make something look like a bigger deal than it really is to get any attention. And that's a sad thing, because it was a really good company at one point. Oh man, I got the yawns. Can't stop yawning. There's a lot of videos going up, guys. A lot of entertainment. Defiant Pipes put up a video today, cracked me up. All his videos are pretty funny. He's got a very dry sense of humor, should I say. Not in a rude way, not in a bad way, but I mean, I like his stuff. He puts out a good video just about every day. Yeah, I try my best to get around to watching them. Dirk Tank. He, in English, that's Derek Tant. He puts out some good quality. As you've seen, I'm sure Pipe Nutter's been doing his quick reviews, which totally goes against what John was saying he likes about a review. Or not John, I'm sorry. Mutton Chop Piper. And to me, I know a lot of you guys in the pipe community really fairly well. And, you know, I've met several of y'all several times. So, you know, if you tell me you like this certain Red Virginia, well, I'm going to go try it. Because I'm a Red Virginia fan. Or I know what Red Virginias taste like. And I know what Black Cavendish tastes like. You know, I know what this tastes like, that tastes like. So if it's something that strikes my fancy, I'm gonna go try it. If it doesn't strike my fancy, well, I'm not gonna try it. And it almost seems to me like the tobacco market's been really over flooded as of late. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. Because there's a million people that smoke a pipe in this world, I think. And, you know, somebody's got to like something. Not everybody's going to like everything, but somebody's going to like something. There are, I don't know why I can't quit yawning right now. Oh my gosh. I guess that Chinese food finally hit rock bottom. I ate a buffet for lunch. $7.35 for a buffet. Not bad at all. $8-9 for a buffet. Nah, that's a bit ridiculous. I'll still pay it sometimes, but I don't like to. Ouch, my back hurts. I'm on my way right now at the company I'm with. I'm doing cabinets again. Woohoo! Go cabinets! One of our problem childs is these vent hoods being built right. In order for a vent hood to be set at the proper distance from the cooktop, the range, or what have you. See, now like this guy's sees my blinker on, he's gonna pull up beside me and sit there. That's why. He's got a big Dallas Cowboys star in his bumper. Says a lot about who he really is. He watches football. Dallas Cowboys, really? You're in Houston and you're flying that big old star? It's horrible. But anyways, in order for a vent hood to properly draft the air, it needs to be 24 to 30 inches from your cooktop to the bottom of the vent hood. And with the way these cabinets are being made right now, they are 46 inches away, 16 inches too far. So we're looking at having to revamp this whole entire cabinet that has been ordered from another company. We didn't even make it. So I gotta go look. I've got 3 over in this area that I've gotta look at. See what can be done, if it can be fixed in the field, if it cannot. And if it can, well, that's gonna be even better. If it can't, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. The guy handed me one and showed me, here, this is what you need for this. I said, what? What are we doing? He started explaining. I said, dude, that ain't gonna work. You can't brad nail that thing to something that it's going up against, because when you put the weight of the vent hood in there, it's gonna pull down. So they want me to come out here. Oh, my back's killing me. See what can be done. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check this cabinet. I got 3 of them in this area. So I'm gonna check them. Then I might jump back on here and video record myself talking and rambling till I get back to the house. Who knows? More than likely, my wife will call and say, hey, we need dinner stuff. Okay. She doesn't like it a whole lot when I come home with dinner stuff, because I get stuff that I like. Don't buy a bunch of snack food. I definitely don't buy dessert.